register that I'm streaming. Not the mouth animations being annoying. I'm gonna start second. Don't mind the scuffed. Testing, testing. It's yeah, it's like being like very like selective with when it actually registers me speaking. I just have to put up with that. Oh, anything in settings at all. I like got screwed up. I've changed anything, so I mean, uh, okay, yeah, shooting up the sensitivity a bit did it. Although might still be something off with the mic. I could have it on monitor, but like I don't know what's going on with the window in front of everything. Like it says Fall Guys, but that's not what's going on. Because it's in theory Parfait. Yeah, so I don't start doing this once I was like screwing with um I had for a moment set my the capture for Fall Guys to be just like literally any full screen client because I was like, oh, that'll be easier because I won't have to like change it for every single stream. It'll just like pick up, you know, for full screen games anyway. But why is Chimera being at this? I mean, maybe I just need to close out of Fall Guys to just kind of shock it into understanding what's going on. So she's back, so it's oh, there's that. Now what is and all right. Might screw up the settings for Fall Guys since it got closed and it's like that right now, so it just like picks a specific window. But I love streaming. I love technology. Yeah, I don't know why, because it's like the Magic Mirror. My input for that is literally set so that it like specifically picks the window with that name or like the closest it can find. I don't know why it thought like Fall Guys window is that, or why it's like not even like showing it since it looks fine or it looked fine on the game stream when I tried that for the that like scene. Shit. Double check that it's up everywhere and sort out. Now that we're done fixing weird technical difficulties that shouldn't have been happening. Up on YouTube. And let's see about... Yeah. Gonna go around and share then. To like videos fine because it's like doesn't even give you like a like way to access the link. You have to actually go and like grab it off of your YouTube. The biggest deal, but like want to Echo from I had to actually, like I said, open up a tab to get the link. Fun stuff. So like it's like the worst thing in the world, but it's just like I just want an easy button that's just like here to copy link so you can share it. Anyway, I mentioned on Twitter, but this one's gonna be shorter just because I have Final Fantasy 14 that I want to play while it's still like super fresh and new, so I can get to like buzz yeah, but yeah, right into it. Um, yeah, I could in theory stream like 14 on here and do like the new like grinding through Zadnor and all that. I'm like undecided if I want to like make a new character for streaming or like just do stuff with the characters I do have. In theory, it'd be cool to like make Parfait and like just have a character who's dedicated to like that kind of thing. Play through the MSQ on stream, that kind of, and like all that. But also it'd be like a lot easier to just like use what I already have and like have access to everything already. Not have to keep up with another character. I'm gonna like just mull over that as I stream other stuff. One thing is the benefit of like using my main on stream is like I could in theory stream content as it comes out. But because I'm already like doing that specifically with friends and like not necessarily wanting to like you know set up tech for that and stream people who might not want to like be alive and forever archived when they're like delirious at 5 a.m. you know, or like at all. You know, I probably wouldn't do that, so it ends up being like, well, you know, if I'm not gonna have that like potential source of like fun content to take advantage of, might as well like make a new character and like go for that kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it, because I do really like. I am very attached to Final Fantasy XIV, and I would like. I'm gonna stream it at some point as Parfait. I've streamed it before I had my YouTuber model and like was doing all this, but yeah, still. Get the idea. We'll get there. You know, it might be faster to just die once I get to the checkpoint. I just like bump that person in. Upbeat gaming clown? Me. Really just have like, not just like a scout outfit, but like the skin tone and everything. That's kind of weird to look at. If you ever see me like smiling for an indefinite amount of time, no, that probably didn't even do that intentionally. I don't know why, because like it keeps doing. I might have like a keybind that shouldn't be there. Theory, they're all attached to my words numpad to make it hard for that to happen accidentally, but not the biggest deal in the world to like have the closed eye smile occasionally. Took me entirely too long to realize it was moving in the opposite direction. I don't know how I managed. Fuck. Doing so well for it being my first one of the night. Waiting for words. Please. I don't need to know. Just want to play more. Hey, actually, this is worth bringing up. This is the first time stream with the YouTuber tag. Ooh. Uh-oh. My connection alright? Annoying thing about is you can't even see that. My connection is decidedly not alright. But I don't know that I can do anything about that. I am supposedly still online. But that's showing me at like very low bars. Well, I'll just trust that it's not like that's at most just gonna be like lag. But yeah, there's not much to do about it. I won't worry. This ends up being like worked after the fact. I mean, it's like a shorter stream anyway. That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, first stream after they added the VTuber tag earlier, which is earlier today. That's cool. I've like, didn't get much of a chance to look through it all, like, and I wish I could have when it was like had just been put up. But I was at work, and I can't stream on data. Like, I can, and sometimes it works. It's like so. I don't know. I mean, it's usually like if I can like lower the quality. I forget but that usually is like a jump there a bit. Connection issues. Love it. Anyway, we don't have employee Wi-Fi at work. We have like Wi-Fi for work shit specifically, and we can't like just sign into it on our phones to do whatever. Fortunately, so I have to put up with data which doesn't have a good enough connection to watch live content unless it's at like 240p. So, sometimes it works fine for some reason, but a lot of the time it's just kind of garbage. Which sucks, because I work during when a lot of streams are happening. Ugh. So it's like ever since I actually went back to work, I've just been like missing out on a lot of the streams I normally would have watched, and it's just like, ugh! I'm making a living, but at what cost? My connection seems to be better indicated by, you know, actually loaded the reward screen. I'll take that. It's something. Yeah, I've also got a fun situation where, I can, in theory, connect to, like, Ethernet, but I'd have to get... My apartment's very long. Not huge, but it's, like, long and narrow. And the place where we gotta plug in the modem and my bedroom are nearly as far apart as they could possibly be. Because it's long and narrow, if I were to run a very long Ethernet cord, it would go like through the kitchen, between like a couple doors that it'd go practically through the entire place and be a constant like tripping hazard. So it's just like impossible. I would like basically only be able to set it up while I'm streaming, which is it could work. It'd be such a like hassle that might end up doing it, but annoying situation because streaming is obviously like you really want to be on Ethernet if you are like at all able. Just for the stability of it. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. But I mean, it seems like shit's going well for me on that front, so I guess if my stream suddenly, like, self-destructs, I mean, I say that as if I wasn't just having connection issues. But, like, I'm able to, you know, do high-end rating in Final Fantasy XIV without any apparent issues. So I'm, like, trusting that my Wi-Fi connection is good enough. On the other hand, I have such an issue with connecting on my phone. Like, God. Like, I was so close. Yeah, I have such an issue connecting to Wi-Fi on my phone in my bedroom. Like if I'm like, my desk and my bed, for better or worse, are like a foot apart. But if I'm at my desk, connection to my phone is perfectly fine, basically. I'm in my bed, connection on my phone sucks. So... I've had a lot of, like, weird Wi-Fi troubles in here. Wi-Fi works fine on the computer, as long as I'm not, like, specifically in the corner of the room where my bed is, it's fine on my phone. But it does create, like, the occasional weird issue. One of these days we'll move to a place where, like, I'm actually able to either be next to, like, relatively close to the router or run a cord to it without, like, risking lapse. Anyway, let me leave this. Or, like, you know, run it through the apartment without it being, like, a constant hazard. Would that I lived in a house that I owned, so I could just, like, drill a hole through the floor. But the housing market is... bad. love it. That's taking its time. The fact that we lost someone, I wonder if they just gave up. I wouldn't blame them. I also really just blame Fall Guys because, like, I want, like, a brain off game for, like, the middle of the week when I'm just getting off from work, you know? Not necessarily every single time, but this week I was like, you know, I feel like not doing something too intensive. I figured this would be good. I was also... This is also picked when I was like thinking that while I was like fresh off of like, oh no, this would have been before I had stayed up for the patch since that was yesterday, and I made this on like Sunday. Yeah. But yeah, I did stay up for the patch, and like when it was like delayed for like 2 hours after I'd already, because it was on a Monday night, so I'd like just gotten home from work, and he was supposed to go up in like 2 hours after that originally, I think, something like that. And I was going to like after I got a little bit of food, just like take a nap immediately so I can wake up for the patch, but like I'm so bad at procrastinating on shit and just like scrolling through Twitter. So I ended up not like doing that for like. Did I a little bit of sleep? No, I did not. And so, but then, you know, it got delayed for 2 hours, so I was just like, I could have gotten like good like 3-4 hours of sleep. This. Ugh. I had an interesting time. Because I did want to play the new Bosnia at lunch. You know, it's just like, I was doing that starting at 6 AM instead of like, would have been 4. Meanwhile, I'd have to get up by like, my shift starts late, so I end up getting up like noon 1-ish. So like, grinding out like a ton of Bosnia takes enough time that like by the time I was getting to sleep, I only had like a couple hours to sleep. Or like, it ended up being like literally 1 hour, like until I'd have to wake up anyway. So it's just like, oh god. So, as much as I wanted to like pick up on it, after that, like that night, you know, I was just like, God, I have to. I'm like so like dead. There's like no way I was gonna get anything done. Had to knock out. Yeah, it's like there's still so much I haven't done yet. Like out of like, well, you know, the 2 major things specifically I haven't done yet. I haven't gone to whatever the instance in that door is called, plus like MSQ. So it's just like I've been like desperately avoiding spoilers. But it does sound like people are having a time with it. Unfortunately, it sounds like the story in So yeah, Bosnia is kind of ended poorly, and I'm already saying that because like right on like a few quests in there, just like being like hetero with Mikoto and Sid, and just like why? I mean, it's like it's a good enough pairing, I guess. That's another. I don't know. So boring. And another thing where it's like pairing with a dude being like 10 years older, it's just like it's not quote unquote problematic. It's they're adults. I don't care. But also it's like tiring to see, you know. Always the woman being younger. The Hollywood problem with that, you know. It's like this is not counting Sid's brief appearance in the Ivalice quest line, unless you count that as part of this, which I guess you could. I mean, I don't even remember if he appeared so much. I think he might have done like briefly to explain the invention, but anyway, this is like the first major quest line where he's like not paired with Nero, and they're immediately like, "Here's a straight pairing with him." Like, you know, people are like attached to Sid Nero, and like, come on. You're not gonna give him a boring ass straight pairing with like. I love Mikoto, but he's not like. He doesn't have an interesting dynamic with Sid. It's just kind of. Part of it's just like. You think of relationships with Sid. Nero is like right there, and it's like so much more fun than Sid plus Mikoto would ever be. So it's just like, why would you? Why? What's the appeal? And it's also like, the writer like aged her down from 29 to 24 since apparently that was like how old she was supposed to be. But as far as I could tell, she's been 29 like canonically since Stormblood. Or, yeah, it was Stormblood. It's just like, is it really that important at this point to change it when it's like in the lore books and everything? Can we just have like, can she be 29? I know we have like a fairly impressive amount of like older characters as like fantasy RPGs go, but I don't need her to be. Apparently, I think his name was Matsuno. He's the Tactus writer. He was like, oh, her dialogue like is written with the like to her being a 24-year-old in mind. I'm just like, does it make that big of a difference? I'm not saying 5 years doesn't make a difference in maturity when you're still in your 20s, but I never. I mean, 29 is older than I thought she was. I was like, I'll admit I was surprised, but it's like, I wouldn't have like, if I had known that, I've gone through her dialogue, but like, she sounds a little too young for 29. I don't know. Fucking great writers. Oh, it's an experience. And it sucks because, Bosnia has a lot of, it's like, the background lore for it and like, the like, world building up and all is neat. It's really cool. Like, I am mad that, like, they clearly were just like, well, we don't have female Hrothgar models, so we're just gonna have to do whatever. Because it's like, it's not like they can control, I guess, but surely they could have. I don't know. They've like finagled shit before when they didn't have models ready yet. But anyway, like outside of that, like the lore is like interesting, and they clearly put a lot of thought into the Bosnian characters, like their original cast for the event, the storyline. So like, it sucks that it's just like the like actual story proper is just like, you know, the narrative, I guess, would be a great way of putting it, is kind of iffy. Like, it feels like a waste. It's also like, fuck, Christ. It's also like Mikoto. Like, I like Mikoto, but her being the central character in the quest that, I don't know why I thought that would launch me forward. Her being the central character in the storyline that should be about Bosnia and like its cast is weird. Like, has she not already gotten like she had her moment in the Ivalice quest line, so I feel like if she had just been like there as like one of the characters helping out like Cid was, that would have been like a perfectly reasonable amount of attention for her. And they could have done more like focusing on the Bosnian cast and all that instead of just like, you know, occasionally I'm blanking out his name, but like the leader guy, the Bashalian, is like the only one. Bashalian, probably. It's like he's the only one who's like memorable because he's the only one who like talks half the time. Aside from like maybe his like second in command dude. And it's like I still don't. I have like a decent image for Bashalian's personality, but like the rest of them, unless I were to spend like a couple hours memorizing their profiles, it's just like I don't really, you know. It's unfortunate because they put so much effort into those characters clearly, and it's like someone really loved them, and then it's just like they show up in like Fates and say a couple like lines that maybe hint at some depth, but that's kind of it. I don't know. Like you see, there's the Fate in the first area of Dadnor with the cat girl, with the like short spiky hair, and it's just like she clearly has a connection with like the enemies of that Fate. I'm sure if I like read through her profile again, like took note of the names and all that, I would figure out like basically what's going on there. But it's just like I want that. I want to know what's going on with these characters and like get to know them better than I did. Instead of it just being like, here's a brief intro, and if you really want, you can read the lore over in here. The same issue as the Eternals event in Granblue, where it's like Nihon was clearly like you had a lot of thought put into him, but you didn't see like any of his shit outside of like a journal entry. It's like you're only gonna have time for so much like character building and like side content, I realize, especially when that's like the only thing they appear in, and probably like will be forever. But I mean, cut out some of the content with characters we already know, and maybe the one thing that was really good that involved characters we already know, though, was the Cid flashback. That was good. Like, I think as like a matter of character building for Cid, he did need that. It is like really interesting to look into like his past and like how he feels about his father and all that. And I think that was like that was the most like worthwhile character related thing in Mazya's story, I think. Fortunate that the best character story in Mazya has nothing to do with the Mazyans. You know, it's to do with their nation's background and like the destruction and all that, but you know. IndieGames24, thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying. Enjoying me rant about Final Fantasy 14 writing. Entirely unrelated, but you know. Yeah, it's... What's that saying? Like, wasted potential in storytelling like that. I was about to go back and like play with them, but I like accidentally walked over the line. Damn. It'd be nice if there's just like you had an option between the other player cam and just like screwing around after like past the finish line. I would do that every time, the latter. Yeah, speaking of that door though, I did I found out about Pagaga being like this cute little alpha like only after like a day after. Or not like this is more like 12 hours, but I don't know why I was so specific about that. But I know dude, because I used to like watching your little dialogue bubbles pop on the face. I was like, oh, I want to take a look at this character, and I did not. I regret it because she is so cute. I love that evil little Lalafell. And like the fact that she has like a custom emote and everything. Like I realize that's probably just like an emote we're getting later, and they're just like teasing it right now, but she's so cute. She's so cute, I love her. Little bow and everything. It's also just really funny having like this like Beastmaster from a prestigious line be a Lalafell, because like the size comparison to like a beast she's mastering. If we can actually get through this one for once. Yeah, that wasn't good work at all. Even read through Gaga's lore. She just seems really fun. I wish like I think she's supposed to have fates in the other areas. I haven't seen them yet, but I do kind of wish she wasn't like restricted being like a Zadnor Fate character with like no other story relevance. She could be like really fun. Evil. Evil and small. Fuck. Yeah, I need to go at the end of the ramp to work. Oh yeah, I guess that's how you would get through the center. Like using the... There. Nailed it. Fuck! I realized like at the last second that I needed to get through like what was going on with the words. The like hole at the end. I was like, oh god, I'm not gonna make it if I get and Completely failed. Yeah, you really need to, like, commit, it feels like. Or else you just don't get anywhere near, like, high enough to go through them. Actually tough. These days I'll master that, but not today. Going back to, like, something I was talking about 30 minutes ago, fucking the VTuber tag, like I said, I didn't get a chance to look through it, but like, I heard, like, at least one person who was using it who I follow was like, yeah, I got, like, so many more, like, viewers than normal. It's just, like, really nice, like, hearing that, like, tangible outcome of, like, you know, hey, they added a tag for this, and it actually, like, significantly helped, like, a smaller streamer get visibility. It's like, up until now, all we've had was just like, oh god, shit committed. Adding, like, YouTuber at the start of the stream title, it's just like, that's so, it sort of works, but not really. Like, personally, I never, like, looked up YouTuber streamers on Twitch, like, trying to, you know, never tried to use that as a way to find people, you know? But meanwhile, the tag is like, oh, I can just click that and immediately it's just like, here's a shit ton of VTubers. And you can, you know, filter and choose. It's like there's no comparison. Weird that it took so long, but I'm glad that it's finally here. Hold out because it looked like the other platform was gonna really go sideways. Just about to like back up and go for it. Ah! Momentum! I hate momentum, I hate slipping. I hate the laws of physics. I just wonder what the characters like the Bowser cast, if it's literally just like, well, I mean the main cast is obviously written by like scenario writer for that, but like the minor characters like the Paga is just like, was that put in by him, or did someone like say like, hey, could you put in my character? Like, there has to be like some level of like you can sneak in your character. You're like if you're working on 14, that you can like sneak in your character as like a background character or like whatever. That's like I always like when I see like a particularly noticeable like unnamed character or whatever. I'm just like, that's someone's wall. There's this. Me and my friends were in Pelusia, and we noticed this one of the lower towns. It's the one town that I want to say it's the one that has an Aetheryte, but it might not. I don't think it does. Like but like the town about the center of the lower region. But we noticed like this really nice looking Catboy. And we're just like it was mostly just me thinking. It was just like, did someone? Does this Catboy belong to someone? It wasn't even named. Just like chilling out. If I were, I don't know. If I was like, if I was on the dev team and had the opportunity to do something like that, on one hand I want to say I would. On the other hand, it's just like, oh god, what if someone like notices? Like, would that seem off? To have done that? That's what I don't think people would give a shit. I'm just also just like, part of me would be like, no, I want them to blend in though. I want it to just be something where it's just like I point it out to my friends and no one else knows. Jeez. That's one thing I could do with 14 on the stream if I feel like not wrong, it's not just like devoting all my time to like a specific parfait characters. If like I have a lot of alts I need to grind through shit to get to like Shadowbringers so I can do shit with friends. So maybe I could like power grind and just like do that if I want like something chill. I have one character I'm reading through MSQ on another time. I've been making a point of like having that be the character I'm furthest on rather than just like rushing ahead on my other alts. No good reason for it. I just like her and I want her to be like first through. Her and like my other like main data center alt I have. So I probably want to wait until I'm done with that, but after that I've got quite a few to power through on still, aside from those two. That could be fun. Go sideways. Oh, unless... Yeah, I meant go sideways in like the figurative sense, but I suppose that's literally what's going on. Yeah. Oof. The fact that this one is also about to go sideways at the same time. Oh, really have to... Okay, let's go, go. Oh, or not! I have to go for it at some point, but it's just, like clearly gonna go very poorly for me at like every time I manage to get close. The fact that I saved that, oh my god, but I didn't save the run. Oh, I was so close to being able to get through. Guess I just had to take more risks. Hey, Disco Ball though, let's go. God. Incredible. at activity log or feed on your manager on mobile. It's just like not showing certain shit. Sorry to get completely distracted by that. I was just like quickly like opening that up. Wanted to make sure like I had that open, made sure I was like making sure that the Restream chat was getting everything. No, not that there's anything I'm like like responding right now, but you know, just make sure. I just like let's go. Pretty good. Ooh, the Sanic suit. I would quite like it. I'd like one of my very own. Reminds me, there's apparently a Sonic stream coming up. Like, it's part of, like, whatever. It is E3, but apparently there's a lot of shit going on that's, like, before it and, like, around it. I'm just like, I haven't looked into it. I don't know if it's part of the official or if it's just like, it's announcement season, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with it next. Games are, alright. The trans colors here, though. God, speaking of me not knowing what the fuck is going on with, like, the current E3 season, I should probably look into shit before I, like, completely miss something that I'm, like, actually interested in. Like, I'll take a look at whatever. I'm not gonna watch State of Play, since I'm not, like, that into Sony shit. Well, I'll probably, you know, look at, like, a digest of, like, the announcements or whatever. And I'll look into whatever the hell is happening with Sonic. Oh, that was really satisfying. But yeah, I need to actually look into it and see if I don't know, expected. Oh God, and see if there's like anything I'm actually interested in. Out of my way, please. Knew it happened. I knew it happened. Bitch! That one goes to the side. Okay, Although, you know, I almost wonder if getting knocked to the side is faster at that point, if I'm just gonna get knocked down. Yeah, I don't know why I thought jumping would help. I just don't know. I've got, like, no ideas on how to deal with the fan. Like, just in terms of, like, how I'd even maneuver to, like, juke it. Such a limited space with the bumpers and everything up as well. It's weird to think that as someone who started playing Final Fantasy XIV, like, around, like, I think, like, a good couple months after, or, like, It was July of 2019 or so. It was like during like 4.55. And it's coming from that perspective, it's weird to think they'll just have like a good like, how long is it gonna be? Months? 6 months until like there's more like main story content. Really story content in general. Like, I've been living through like the content release cycle of like the expansion already being out. So like being the gap between a 0.55 patch and expansion when I'm not like actively playing through the entire game. It'll be weird. Although I'll finally have the opportunity to like, I mean I already did, you know, it's not like playing through the patches as they come out takes much time. But you know, there won't be like new shit to worry about once I'm like cleared through with all that's out now. Really. I don't know. I literally just saw someone fail to get through there. Genius. Yeah, just like having a moment where there's like nothing to do except for old content, really. Oh god. Ooh. Oh, thank god. Yeah, it's like I've mentioned, I have like a lot of alts I want to get caught up. I have like, as someone who only joined like right before Shadowbringers, there's still like quite a bit of content I haven't done. Like classes I have to level and shit. I guess I could play video games that aren't Final Fantasy 14. If I have to. There's a lot I have to finish outside of 14 though. That might be a good idea to like use my time with that. Like I've had Etrian Odyssey 5 like nearly finished for a while now. Like I got to the, I've been playing it for a good 2 years and just like intermittently going back to it. I love Etrian Odyssey and 5 especially, but it's like very much the game, the kind of game where it's like I enjoy going back to it like every so often, like when I'm really feeling it, rather than like just like powering through it in like even like a month or two, you know. So, you know, it's like I'm at the final boss of, not the like, you know, extra stratum one, but like regular one. And I'm just like getting frustrated with the mechanics. That's just like, fuck. It's like I gotta finish that. I gotta finish the original Bravely Default. I gotta finish Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'll still inevitably pick up like a new Vigi game. If I don't have shit I already like want to finish. Ugh. Knocked into the... Getting knocked into that. Ooh. Someone wrong there. I think I'll do this last round, then call it quits so I can run off and finish the new 14 content. But I am glad I got back to do more Fall Guys. It's a good way to like cool down, I think. Like it's not like immediately getting back into like super intensely reading or like heavy grind content like right after I'm getting home. Actually, kind of started getting better at it maybe, so I'll call that a win. I think it'll take me a long time before I'm like consistently getting through even like 2 rounds at a time, but the platformers. Yeah, don't expect me to play anything other than like this as far as platformers go. Do not expect me to play Mario even after I get a capture card. It would go very poorly, and I'd be embarrassing myself all the time. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe that's a sign. Alright. How's it looking now? Yeah, still about the same as it was when I checked earlier, so, That's a disappointing point where a disappointing note to end the stream on, but I think that'd be better than, like, trying to, like, make it work for, like, 10 more minutes and just having to be like, "Ugh, nothing's going right." It's interesting that it's, like, giving me that error when, like, clearly it's still going well enough that I can stream fine. I don't know, maybe I'll, like, look at the VOD later, it'll just be, like, this nightmarish mess once I get to this point. But hopefully not. You know, hopefully if something comes out of this alive, it's the, the stream VOD. Something good. Yeah, in any case, thank you for anyone who came by to watch. Not too much else to say. I've got another stream coming up on Saturday night, Sunday morning-ish, and that will be Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Look forward to that, and then of course, trying to get next stream schedule up on sometime on that Sunday. No specific plans yet, but we'll see. I'll think about it. I'll do some funkin'. Oh no, you know, it's yeah, no, I was like thinking for a sec, I got the like next stream date wrong. No. Yeah, Saturday night, Sunday morning, 2 a.m. Central. And I'll see you then. So thanks for everyone who came by. We all enjoyed, and sure to check it out next time. You can always follow me on Twitter for updates beyond, like, you know, just literally the one next stream that's coming up. See you all around.